Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, January 16th, and I'm Kristen McDonald. This week on Norwood News, members of the Skating Club of Boston head to the Olympics, Representative Rogers makes an announcement about Norwood Hospital, and we get a sneak peek of the Coakley Middle School kitchens. All this and more coming up on this week's Norwood News. At this week's Selectmen meeting, Selectman Bill Plasko announced that he will be resigning from his position in April. Plasko has been involved in the town of Norwood for over 50 years, and Chair Amanda Groh read a letter from Selectman Plasko, who was unable to attend, announcing his decision to resign.
All right, so now we're going to come down to a late agenda item. And regrettably, we received a letter of resignation from Selectman Plasko. And so I'm going to read the following statement from Mr. Plasko. Hopefully I can read it with as much heart as I'm sure he would read it if he were here. So Mr. Plasko said the following: "It is with deep regret and a heavy heart that I announce my resignation from the Norwood Board of Selectmen, effective April 3rd, 2026 at 11:59 p.m. It was not an easy decision to make. Anyone who knows me knows that I do not take my commitment to this town lightly. However, at this time, due to health considerations, I must focus my energy on my health and prioritize the time I spend with my family, the people who have stood by me throughout every late-night meeting and challenges we faced as a town. As for my commitment to community, I have dedicated over 50 years to being actively involved in our local government. The community has been at the center of my life. I wish to thank my colleagues on the board, present and past, the town's dedicated town staff, and so many other volunteers. It has been a privilege of a lifetime to serve alongside you. I am incredibly proud of the work we have done together to keep Norwood strong, stable, and a wonderful place to call home. With deep gratitude and love for our community, Bill." So what this would mean is that Selectman Plasko would continue as a member of the board until April. And so I will be accepting a motion that we need to make formally to advise the town clerk, which I believe Selectman Lane is prepared to make.
Yes, Madam Chairman. A motion to advise the town clerk that the Board of Selectmen will vote to instruct her that the remaining year left on Mr. Plasko's term shall be placed on the April 6th, 2026 town election.
All right, motion made by Mr. Lane.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Donnelly. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Unanimous. And we are obviously deeply, deeply grateful to Mr. Plasko for his long service to the town. He's been so helpful to those of us that are newer on the board, there to sort of talk us through advice about procedural matters or different things to keep in mind. So, but I know that he will still be out there watching closely, and so
he is still a member of our board through April, which we
exactly
truly appreciate.
Exactly. So.
As we reported last week, skaters from the Skating Club of Boston were in St. Louis at the U.S. Championships trying to earn a spot on the U.S. Olympic team. Here is Mark Hoover with the latest news.
Three members of the Skating Club of Boston were named to Team USA on Sunday to compete at the 2026 Olympic Games. Two other members became back-to-back national champions at the recent 2026 Prevagen U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Heading to Milan, Italy for the 2026 Winter Olympics is Norwood resident Max Nomoff, the 2026 U.S. Championships bronze medalist, and 2026 U.S. Championships pewter medalist Emily Chan and Spencer Howe. Norwood residents Alyssa Efimova and Misha Mitrofanov won the 2026 National Pairs Championships for the second time, but the pair was not eligible for the Olympics due to Efimova's citizenship status. The Skating Club of Boston, located right here in Norwood, welcomed the skaters back this week and held a practice skate and press conference. Norwood Community Media was there as the skaters reflected on being named to Team USA.
Any fun DMs? Have your phone's been blowing up? What's kind of the reaction been from your friends and family?
You want to answer?
It's definitely been a lot. We have a lot of platforms where we can receive messages, including our personal numbers. And we've been, or at least I've been getting messages from people I went to like kindergarten with. So it was like, wow, you remember me? And then they share their memories of me missing school for a competition and that they knew I was going to make the Olympics and all this stuff. And it's just, it brings back really good memories, and it makes me feel so honored that I can share that joy and have them feel like they're a part of this experience too. So that really means everything to me, that the people, you know, my principal from elementary school remembers and feels so happy, and I just feel like it's everyone's journey. So.
That, first of all, love the jackets and love that you're representing the United States, but you're also representing Boston. As you said, this feels like home, and you've been here for 5 years. What kind of skills or what kind of like things will you be doing that will represent Boston over at the Olympics?
That's a really good question. I mean, we're Bostonians at this point,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that to go off of that, we have such an honor to be able to represent this team alongside our other training mate, Max Naumov. I think that's kind of the biggest thing for me is community, right? And so we've created and we're integrated into the community here in Boston. And so to bring a piece of that with us, I mean, Max is like my brother. You know, he was my roommate for many years, and I'll give you a little story. So on Sunday, when we were all getting ready for the gala to showcase who was going to make the team, I didn't know the men's, right? So we were all, as people were rolling into the locker room, we were starting to see who's on the team and congratulate each other. And I was just praying the whole time, like, I want Max to walk through that door. I want Max to walk through that door. Ironically, he's one of the last ones to come through, and when he did, he looked at me, and I was kind of like, what's up, man? And he literally jumped on me. We screamed, and like we were just jumping up and down for like a minute, and like it was just super surreal, and it's made all of this feel like that much more special, and again, just like a dream, really.
Max, as you pack your bags, is there anything in there that's going to remind you of your folks or of the Skating Club of Boston, Boston in general?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I will rep Team USA for my whole life, and I owe that also to the Skating Club of Boston. You know, I wouldn't be able to have just a lot of the opportunities if it wasn't for this ring too. You know, the resources that we have here, and the staff, the other athletes, like everything here in this building, you know, inspires champions. Like, and it's clear. You know, we have 3 people from here at the Olympic team. That's unbelievable. But as for my parents, you know, I will definitely be taking some photos with me. I want them to be there as well, to share that experience with me, and to really feel their presence in that moment, in the kiss and cry, or even just in my room, you know, placing them there, and kind of just giving them a glance in the mornings, and telling them that, you know, we're here and we did it. So, you know, and obviously the skating club, like I said, I'm so thankful and grateful to be a part of it.
When we talked on Sunday, you said you hadn't had a chance, but you wanted to take a moment and share this all with your parents. Have you had that chance?
Yeah.
What can you share about what happened?
Yeah, you know, it's coming back home. It's you know, the moment that I get to share with my parents is very, very personal to me, and allocating that time was a priority for me. So, you know, I had some time to myself yesterday, and, you know, obviously got to rest and sleep in, but reflecting back with them in that moment, it's same thing, just so emotional for me, you know. It was so special, you know, especially being at home, you know, all the pictures everywhere, everything reminded me of them. it almost felt like an embrace, when I walked through the door of my house. Yeah, I'm looking to have a lot of those moments in the next 2 weeks.
Last January's plane crash resulted in 67 deaths that included elite young figure skaters, parents, and coaches. 6 were members of the Skating Club of Boston, including Max's parents, Yevgenia Shishkova and Vadim Naumov. 1 year later, Max is heading to the Olympics. The town of Norwood came together last year to support the Skating Club of Boston and Max. And now, a year later, as the athletes get ready to head to Milan, Italy, the town is once again proud to be back supporting all the members of Team USA, especially our athletes from the Skating Club of Boston, located right here in Norwood.
On Monday morning, Representative John Rogers and Senator Mike Rush released a joint statement via Facebook regarding legislation they have put forward at the state level. We fully support the ongoing negotiations occurring between Medical Properties Trust, MPT, and prospective hospital operators to facilitate the sale of the Norwood property, complete construction, and open a new hospital. We continue to encourage all parties to work toward a timely and favorable agreement. We also continue to work closely with our friend and strong federal partner, Congressman Stephen Lynch, who supports and welcomes continued discussion of eminent domain takings as a potential option to ensure the long-term viability of hospital services in the region. In the event that these negotiations do not result in a favorable outcome, today we are filing a House bill to authorize and direct the Commonwealth to acquire the Norwood property through eminent domain in order to secure a qualified hospital operator. This action will be taken to protect the safety, health, and welfare of the people in the surrounding region who are vitally relying upon access to local hospital care within this major region.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ernie Pachakowski from Ernie's Jukebox, here to tell you what's happening in the Norwood music scene this week. Our feature album this week is The Grateful Dead, Skeletons from the Closet. This is kind of a greatest hits album. The Grateful Dead, of course, really one of the great cult bands that have gone on, and this week we're doing it in memory of Bob Weir, who we lost. So this is what's happening in Norwood this week. So Friday night, January 16th, down at the Fallout Shelter, critically acclaimed singer-songwriter Haley Reardon makes her shelter debut. Haley's songs serve as a heartfelt postcard from life on the road and the road less traveled. Saturday night the 17th, also at the Fallout Shelter, the Memphis Soul Orchestra returns for a night of Southern Soul. Think of the golden era of Memphis, Macon, Georgia, and the Muscle Shoals when Muscle Shoals ruled the airwaves. This should be a great night. Also Saturday night the 17th at the Magic Room, it's Boston's premier tribute to the Jay Giles Band, Whamma Jamma. They're keeping alive the sound of one of rock's greatest bands. I'm personally a big fan of Jay Giles Band. I'm going to have to get out and check out that show. Should be a good one. Also on the 17th at the Norwood Theater, it's Elvis Rockin' Birthday Bash. Chris McDonald is the only Elvis tribute artist to perform at Graceland's Heartbreak Hotel, as well as performing in Vegas and Branson, as well as all across the country. If you're a fan of the King, this show is for you. It will probably sell out. So that's what's happening this week in the Norwood music scene. As always, a lot of the restaurants and pubs around town might have local music. Check them out as well. As always, get out, enjoy some great local live music. Be there or be square.
Norwood's annual town election will be on Monday, April 6th. Brian Boudreau has some important information and dates from the town clerk's office that you will need ahead of the election.
The annual town election will be held on Monday, April 6, 2026. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Nomination papers are available for pickup in the town clerk's office. Nomination papers must be returned to the town clerk's office on or before Tuesday, February 17, 2026 at 5 p.m. Incumbent town meeting members have been mailed letters with a response form attached. Completed forms are due no later than Tuesday, February 17, 2026 at 5 p.m. The deadline to register to vote for the annual town election is Friday, March 27, 2026 at 5 p.m. This is the last day to register in order to vote in the election. Voter registration is available at the town clerk's office Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or online at www.sec.state.ma.us. Applications for absentee voting or vote by mail are available on the Town of Norwood website under the Town Clerk section. Applications must be received in order for a ballot to be mailed. The deadline to apply for a vote by mail or absentee ballot to be mailed is Monday, March 30th, 2026. No applications will be accepted after that date. The deadline for in-person absentee voting is Friday, April 3rd, 2026 at 12 noon. For additional information, please contact the Town Clerk's office or visit the Town of Norwood website.
The new Coakley Middle School has not one, but two state-of-the-art kitchens. NCM recently went on an in-depth tour of both kitchens. There will be a more in-depth version of this segment airing at a later date. Consider this an appetizer.
All right, now come back into the kitchen and see where all the magic actually happens. So the staff right now, we're all preparing the meals for the first wave, the first lunch. So in the first floor kitchen, we've got some steamers. So we'll use these for the vegetables, get those nice and hot. We have a variety of convection ovens. So there's two ovens here, double stacked. Over on the side is where we do our fresh produce prep, as well as wrapping the sandwiches for the slide. And then this is one of the newer pieces of equipment that we have. We did not have this at the old middle school. This is a combi oven. So this oven does both steam and baking, and you can do a mixture of both. So it works great to make things crispy, like the tater tots. It works great when you want to infuse the product with a little bit more moisture, like a turkey roast. It's just a great versatile piece of equipment. So the ladies have been very happy to have this piece of equipment in the new school. It's worked out great, and we use it all day, every day for lunch. We also have a nice tilt skillet. So the tilt skillet is used for making a variety of things, chilies and sauces, cooking pasta. It's a very versatile piece of equipment that the ladies love to use as well. Although probably the favorite piece of equipment in the kitchen is the dishwasher. The dishwasher makes things a little bit easier at the end of the day for cleanup. So the ladies really appreciate that.
NCM will bring you more from not only the kitchen, but also the rest of the building in a special Coakley Middle School program. With continued economic uncertainty, the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds recently released a press release that shared some positive findings in recent real estate activity.
The Norfolk County Register of Deeds William P. O'Donnell has reported an increase in real estate activity. A January 9th press release from the Norfolk County Registry of Deeds indicates that deed and mortgage recordings in December increased compared to last year. O'Donnell stated, "The increase in overall document recordings compared to last December is a strong indicator of continued engagement in the real estate market. This level of activity reflects confidence among buyers, sellers, and lenders as we close out the year." The year-over-year growth in property transactions highlights that the market remains active, O'Donnell added. Buyers and sellers continue to move forward with transactions despite broader economic conditions. This steady level of activity demonstrates confidence in Norfolk County's real estate landscape. The average sale price of commercial and residential properties in December 2025 was $1,437,216, an 18% decrease from December 2024, but a 2% increase from November 2025. The total dollar volume of commercial and residential sales in December was $1.07 billion, down 10% compared to last year, but up 27% from November. This reduction in overall real estate prices compared to last year may offer some relief to those looking to purchase property in Norfolk County, said O'Donnell. Lower average sale prices could create new opportunities for first-time home buyers and current homeowners looking to move who were previously priced out of the market. However, purchase prices remain high relative to past years. To learn more about real estate activity in Norfolk County, visit norfolkdeeds.org.
Now we're going to toss it over to Shannon Brent with the latest in school news.
I'm Shannon Brent, and let's check out what's happening in our Norwood schools. In Norwood school news, attention parents. The class of 2026 is getting closer to their graduation in June. If you would like to buy a parent ad in the yearbook, contact Miss Jen Dwyer, yearbook advisor at jdwyer@norwood.k12.ma.us. Also at NHS, the National Art Honor Society is excited about Saturday Studios, which began last weekend. Saturday Studios is a 3-day studio workshop where Art Honor Society members become the teachers to students in grades 4 to 6. Last Saturday, they began with a bang with NHS students teaching clay. Future classes will feature printmaking and watercoloring studio sessions. At the Coakley Middle School this week in 5th grade science, the meteorologists were making it rain. They modeled the water cycle process and observed clouds being formed. Soon they will be performing the water cycle dance. Some of you might remember the moves. Also at CMS, the students of 7 Blue learned about the pros and cons of entomophagy, or eating of insects as a food source. The students learned a lot about the environmental and health benefits of eating insects. As accumulating and daring activities, students were given the opportunity to sample some edible insects, chili lime flavored crickets. A surprising number of students volunteered, and even more surprising is the number of students who found them delicious. And speaking of yummy, delicious food, the Discovery Kitchen program visited the Prescott School to bring a mood boost for the students during lunch. They made a delicious chickpea salad. Students learned that chickpea has plant power, that it can be used as an alternative to popcorn and as a substitute for coffee. Chickpeas are packed with protein and fiber, making it a healthy choice for a balanced diet. Thanks to the Mood Boost for sharing this recipe. Also at Prescott, students participated in a Patriots Football Spirit Day, the Friday before the playoffs game. Go Pats! The Willett Kindergarten community soared into a new year by enjoying an annual favorite, Wing Masters, with Mr. Jim. Students and staff alike enjoyed hearing about Mr. Jim's aviary rescue organization, which has a special focus on owls and other large birds of prey. The students were able to hear exciting stories of owls showing up in unusual places, like mom's minivans and even on a dollhouse. It is always exciting to get up close and personal with these typical mystery birds. Students at LMPA have been learning about Martin Luther King Jr. in his honor of his birthday and holiday the coming Monday. Students shared ideas about how they can be kind and include everyone, just as Martin Luther King Jr. did many years ago. Students painted their hands 2 different colors and put them together to make a new color and beautiful artwork.
Hey, my wet!
Good job. Now put him down here.
My wet!
Yeah, put him down here now. Good job. Good job. Pull it out. Yay!
Other students worked together to make a class piece dove using a special dauber color for each student. Everyone at LMPA has fun learning together. Thank you, Martin Luther King Jr. That wraps up this week's school news. Thank you to all the teachers who kept us in the loop with their updates. It really helps us see the wonderful things happening in our schools. Reporting for Norwood School News, I'm Shannon Brent. Now let's send it over to Ron Marshalsea with your latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your sports update. The girls' basketball team is now 6-1 with wins over Dedham 54-32 and Holliston 76-39. Mo Larkey dropped 22 points against the Marauders, with Ari Blake, Izzy Morgan, and Bella Corus helping the Mustangs get the win, and Cece Becker and Reagan Curran were both huge for Norwood in the lopsided Holliston win. Their next game is Friday the 16th against Hopkinton right here at home at 6. The boys basketball team got the win over Dedham last week, 63-59, but lost to Holliston on Tuesday. The boys look to get in the win column when they head to Hopkinton this Friday the 16th at 6:30. The girls hockey team lost to Pembroke and Canton this past week, but look to get the win over King Philip when they head to the Foxborough Sports Center to play them on Saturday the 17th at 7:30. The boys hockey team jumps to 5-3-1 after back-to-back wins over Hopkinton 4-1 and Abington 6-2. NCM was there with Joe Pinola and Joe DeVingo on commentary for the Green Wave versus the Mustangs, where 6 different Norwood players found the back of the net. Jason Gillis, Mike Grenham,
and here's an opportunity again for Michael Grenham. He comes in and gets another goal for the Mustangs.
Frank Frucci, Max Conley,
slides it over, and Norwood gets a goal. Nice.
Dan Reen, and Rocco Ferrioli. Brody Pacheco was phenomenal in net for the Mustangs, saving 22 shots against Abington. Senior captain Mark Trahan got interviewed by our commentary team after the big 6-2 win, and Jack Tolman was in the locker room when the team handed out the jacket.
All right, now we do the jacket. Ali. All right. Good day, fellas, but I'm going to Mike.
The wrestling team falls to 0-5 with losses to Bellingham and Holliston. The Mustangs have a quad meet this Saturday the 17th at 9 a.m. at Milton High. Then they host Norton on the 21st at 7 o'clock, which will be live on the NCM Community Channel. Both swim teams lost to Westwood last Friday, and the boys also lost to Catholic Memorial on Wednesday. NCM will be at the swim meet against Dedham on the 16th at 5 p.m. The meet will be recorded for future broadcasts, so stay tuned to the NCM School and Sports channel to watch the meet. Also, a big shout out to Sydney Cochran and Sammy Lee for both being part of the 200 medley relay that qualified for states against Canton on January 6th. As of recording this sports update, the gymnastics team has not gone up against Medfield, but we will let you know what happens on the next sports update. The boys and girls track teams lost to Holliston last week, but look to find themselves a win against Hopkinton on the 22nd at 5:30. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshallsea, and Norwood News will be right back after this break. NHS Winter Sports has begun. Catch each live sports broadcast on the NCM Community Channel and be sure to rewatch each one on the NCM School and Sports Channel. The Community Channel is on Norwood Light 623, Verizon 2135, and Xfinity 1072. The School and Sports Channel is on Norwood Light 622, Verizon 34, and Xfinity 6. Don't miss out on live winter sports coverage right here on Norwood Community Media.
The Middle School Building Committee held their monthly meeting at the new CMS on Monday evening. The committee received project updates that included the building's energy performance. 6 out of 13 vendor invoices from the package were approved, with the rest postponed until the committee has more information on the remaining 7. A project budget status and an FF&E technology and transition update was given, followed by a motion request for the potential change orders. As was the case with the vendor invoices, a few were held off for approval until the committee receives more information. A request to not exceed $30,000 to purchase more lockers was then approved, along with not to exceed $75,000 to purchase wall pads for the turf field retaining wall. As the committee was discussing future meetings and contemplating moving to bi-monthly meetings, Paul Riccardi made a point about the importance of why they should remain monthly meetings for now.
The school department has a very, very busy summer coming up. We are moving the kindergarten to all of the elementary schools. So our elementary schools are basically going to be offline for the entire summer, which means the high school and the Coakley Middle School are going to pick up the slack of not only all the school programs, but some of the town programs.
Okay.
And I'm concerned right now that the amount of work that has to be done this summer is not going to be compatible with having kids in this building. The bathroom floors, the kitchen floors, the monitors with the 165 of them. Now they have to uncover all of the cleanouts on the first floor. It's a lot of work, and there's going to be a lot of kids in this school, and it sounds like there's going to be a fair amount of contractors in this school. So I think we ought to meet next month so that we can get a plan.
Get his plan and a schedule?
Yes, and how this is going to happen without impacting this school's ability to handle the kids in a safe manner.
Okay.
The committee will meet again on February 9th. The Library Board of Trustees held its monthly meeting this week. The library's head of IT, James Perlman, shared an overview of the technology the community may borrow from the library in partnership with NCM. The Friends of Norwood Library were on hand to announce the start of an online store for merchandise. At the end of the meeting, Chair Marguerite Cummings announced she would not seek re-election. The Trails Committee met this week and introduced a few more members. A range of topics were covered, including a discussion of possible trail grant opportunities, the progress of permitting and maintenance of the trails, and a review of the New Year's Day community hike, and the preliminary discussion of the next community hike. They will meet again on Tuesday, February 10th. The Board of Selectmen met this week in the Robert Thornton Conference Room and will continue to do so temporarily over the next several weeks due to the elevator being out of service. The meeting opened with members of the Winter Concert Committee who shared upcoming concert dates and announced the band scheduled to perform beginning Sunday, January 25th. Following the committee update, Norwood Police Chief Padden joined Director of Communications for Holbrook Public Safety, Stefan Hook, and the Norwood Fire Chief Tim Bailey in providing departmental updates. Director Hook emphasized that Norwood recorded the highest call intake in 2025 among all 14 districts. The Board of Selectmen will meet again on Tuesday, January 27th. The Community Preservation Committee met at the Senior Center on the 14th and went through 6 proposed project public hearings by varying applicants. After going through the minutes, correspondence, and solidifying their next meeting, the committee adjourned. The CPC will meet again on January 21st. The school committee began their Wednesday night meeting with warrants and correspondence, followed by a quarterly facilities update delivered by Chris Folan, and for the final time as the facilities director, Paul Riccardi. The committee expressed their thanks and gratitude to Riccardi for his many years of service to the town and Norwood schools. A review of the superintendent evaluation process was then discussed, followed by an updated look at the 2026-27 school calendar, which the committee intends to vote on and solidify at one of their next meetings. Budget was then discussed with the subcommittee update and cost center reviews. The school committee will meet again on January 28th. At its first meeting of the year, the Budget Balancing Committee spent time going through both school and town preliminary budgets. The Budget Balancing Committee was formed several years ago to coordinate the preparation of the annual budget recommendation. The committee is made up of 2 selectmen and a general manager, 2 finance commissioners and the director of finance and accounting, 2 school committee members, and superintendent of schools. The Budget Balancing Committee will meet again on February 11th. Just because it's winter doesn't mean you can't have some fun. Recreation Superintendent Sam White explains what's happening this season at the Civic.
Hey Norwood, Sam White here, Director of the Recreation Department. Just wanted to hop on to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Hope you had a happy holiday season. Thanks for everyone for supporting us through our holiday events and programs, activities. We had a great time and we've been very busy getting ready for the next season, spring and summer. The guide will be finishing up soon. You should be getting a copy in your mailbox by the end of January, with summer camp registration on February 24th, following summer program registration on February 27th. We're looking forward to a great new season and can't wait to see everybody soon.
On this Living Local, we dive into some authentic Greek cuisine. Let's head to 125 Access Road and take a look at Tassos Euro Cafe.
Located at Norwood Airport, Tassos Euro Cafe has been serving up Greek specialties for nearly 20 years. However, Tassos' roots started somewhere else.
Born in Quincy, raised in Quincy. Restaurant was in Quincy Center, 22 years. A lot different from this Tassos. It was more like a pizza, sub shop, a few Greek items. We had a fire in the restaurant in Quincy in 2001, which we lost our business and got on with life, finished college. I have 3 sisters, we all finished school. And then we got a call from a friend of my father's who was working at the airport and said, you know, Tasso, I have a place for you. It's vacant right now. We can't seem to keep, you know, anything good in there, so come check it out. My father has a conference call with all 3 sisters, and he's like, I want you guys to come and check out a location. And we're like, where is it? He goes, Norwood Airport. And I'm like, oh, please, please, just stop. Like, enough with this. Like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, Norwood Airport, come on, really? So we all come, and he's like, you know, showing us around, and he's telling us, you know, his story on what he thinks. And I'm like, you know what? You know what? Let's do it.
And they did indeed. Almost 2 decades later, Tasso's is still thriving.
Customers that come in once, they're, you know, their family, they come in forever. But we have new customers that come in and they'll say, oh, well, I love Greek food, but my husband doesn't, so I'll have the pasticcio, for example, but he's gonna have the chicken fingers. And I'm like, really, chicken fingers? Like, get the chicken souvlaki. I'm sure you're gonna like it. If you don't, I'll get you chicken fingers. And 9 times out of 10, they like the chicken souvlaki. Just because it's Greek doesn't mean that you're not gonna like it. Some Greek food is delicious.
Being located at the airport, even some famous faces have had their favorite dishes at Tasso's.
You wanna, you know, you always want to acknowledge them so they know that they're the famous faces. One of our local celebrities who was just here is Ernie Bach Jr., Steven Tyler. We have a lot of the sports people come in, football. Christian Fourier is a regular with his family. We had Bill Belichick was here. Maria Stefanos in the news industry is here all the time. Maria loves our finikia and she loves our avgolemono soup.
Every dish at Tasso's has been homemade since the beginning.
So our menu is more authentic. Everything is homemade here, and my mother makes the true authentic yaya version of everything. Tasso is my father. He started this business a long time ago. He had a heart transplant in 2019, so he's retired from the cooking business. He does still come in and make sure that I dot my T's and I dot my I's and cross my T's. He would say, you said that wrong, and he would point. But he does do that, and he sometimes, if you see cameras around here, he'll pop in and he'll make sure that, you know, we're doing the right thing.
But if you're not quite ready to make the jump into the Mediterranean cuisine, the menu at Tasso's will not let you go hungry.
Well, you can go from a plain garden salad all the way to a pepperoni pizza. You can order a steak and cheese sub. You can order baked lamb. We have macaroni and cheese for you know, kids to adults. You have a 5-year-old ordering mac and cheese, and you also have a 90-year-old ordering mac and cheese. It's that good. There's so much on the menu. Sometimes you might come in and we'll say, we're out of that, but that's because we try to keep everything fresh.
Even Christiana has her favorite dish.
It's hard to pick one, but it's easy for me to tell you moussaka is my favorite. I can eat moussaka every single day. I love it. Whenever I go to a Greek restaurant, when I travel, I like to go to Greek restaurants. Like my sister, she's going to Bahamas in a couple of weeks, and I said, oh, I'll have to give you the address of the Greek restaurant there. Go check it out. I like to order pastizzo or moussaka because you can tell how well a Greek cooks by the bechamel on the pastizzo or moussaka.
While Tasso's isn't in Norwood Center, Tasso's is well connected to the business community.
Norwood is very supportive. From uptown to downtown, very supportive. Like we have fellow business people that come in and are always, I'm gonna post you on my Facebook page because I'm so happy I came here. Or the local resident that came from the other side of Norwood and is so happy that we're still in business. Just because a lot of this type of restaurant don't exist anymore. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but this type of place, you won't find it in many places. And not only because it's like a family-run business, but the family runs the business, so we're here. Otherwise, we're not open. Otherwise, the door is locked.
To learn more info about Dasos, visit their Facebook page.
I always post specials, different deals we have going on. We have a great family meal deal that we started during COVID. It feeds up, family of 4 and more. It's $49.95. We kind of switch it up every so often. We have different specials throughout the week that we post on Facebook, so definitely check that out. Come in and visit us. Like, even if you just want to walk around and look, we have homemade desserts. Just come sit down and have a cup of coffee. I tell people, you're lonely? Come visit. There's always someone here to talk to. Always.
Dasos Greek dishes are the real deal, and you feel like family from the second you walk through the door. Έχει πάρα πολύ νόστιμα φαγητά και γλυκά, σαν να είσαι στην Ελλάδα.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Norwood News. For the latest updates and stories, be sure to follow Norwood Community Media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.